Okay, first of all, I'm going to make sure that you went into Creative Cloud and upgraded your Premiere Pro. Make sure you have the latest version. If you do, great. All right, so the second part of what we're doing is we're going to download the file from Canvas of the baseball player swinging. So you're going to download that. If you want to kind of get ahead of things while you're downloading Premiere Pro, you can go download 8 images of people swinging a baseball bat or baseball fields or baseball logos, whatever you want that has to do with baseball. And if you want to be really creative, you can find your own video and do this with your own backgrounds as well, but I picked baseball. I'm going to click Import Media. And when I click Import Media, I'm looking at my downloads, and I should see this one right here. This is the one I want to import. So I'm going to click Open, import that one. Then I'm going to double click, and I'm going to go to my desktop, and I'm going to import my baseball images, and looks like I'm short one, but I'll just do it with 7. I want you doing it with 8, so I import those. So now I have all these baseball images in here, and I have the batter. So now I'm going to take the batter and I'm going to drop it in here. So if I play it, it should be at about a good speed right here, showing the batter swinging like that, and the catcher throwing. Now if you see down here in the new Premiere Pro, there's a object mask tool. This is the one I want you to click on, and you do that. If you're clicked on, you got to make sure this is selected first, and then you go to this, and then as you roll over things, it'll decide what you want to have in the foreground. So like we used to use After Effects, but now we're going to use this. So I'm going to click on this, and it's going to put a sort of a mask around him. Okay, I didn't quite get the bat, which is fine. I'm not going to count you down for not getting the bat or whatever. Trying to think if there's anything we could do to expand it a little bit, but I'm just going to go with this. Okay, so now over here on the left, if you don't see this, you might see this. You just click on Effects Control. Now, if I don't see the effects controls, I click off it, and I click back on it, and my effects controls come back. Now, to get it to track him, I need to go ahead and click the play button, and because I'm up here, I'm going to have to go forward. So I go forward, it's going to start tracking him. It starts to bring the bat in, which is good. And now I'm going to go to the beginning of this, like this. Actually, I'm going to go where it started to track him right here, and I'm just going to go to the backwards play. But I have to make sure it's around him correctly. So I'm just going to go play backwards like that, and now it'll track him all the way back. All right. So now I have my baseball player masked. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is go in and take where it says Object Mask. If you don't see this, it'll say Unassigned Mask. So you have to move this Object Mask under Opacity down here. If you see some stuff opened up like this and you see opacity here, that is not where you drop it. You bring it down here, down to the opacity down here. So I'm going to take this whole mask right here, and I'm just going to drag it down under opacity, and you'll see that everything else around him disappears. Okay, I can still see the things in there, but there's nothing there. Okay, so now I'm going to take, and I'm going to make a duplication of this layer. So I hold the Option key down, and I drag up, and I let go of the mouse. Okay, now I'm going to take this one and the bottom one, and I'm going to get rid of the mask that I just created. Okay, so now it's going to be, I want it to be kind of see-through, so I'm going to take and just kind of drag this bar down a little bit, and you'll see it gets darker, but it leaves the player in plain sight. Okay, so next thing I want to do is take both of these right here, and I'm going to move them up a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to start dragging in all my thumbnails. To do my thumbnails, I'm just going to highlight them all, and then I'm going to drag them in on this layer right here. Now they're a little bright, a little brighter than I want them to be, so I will probably bring them down a little bit. But another thing is I also want to scale them to size. So I'm going to go to each one, I'm going to right click on it, I'm going to go scale the frame size. Okay, so that puts it in the right size. I'm going to go here, scale the frame size. And here, scale the frame size. I'm not even sure if you can go to all of them at once. I don't think you can, but let's try. So highlight the rest of them, scale the frame size. Looks like it might have worked. Okay, now I'm going to bring a couple of these up just a little bit more because I want them to fill the screen. And so I'm going to go ahead and just make them big like this. Move him down a little bit. This one down a little bit so I can see him. this one as well, and the last one like this. Okay, now like I said, it's not really dark enough, so I'm going to probably bring these down a little bit because I don't want to take away from the pattern in front. So I'm going to probably take these and just bring the opacity down a little bit more, just kind of because I want to show kind of a batter in the back. I don't want to have all these be about the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on this. I'm going to right click on this, and I should go to copy, and then I'm going to go and highlight the rest of these and go paste attributes. And it should allow me to set the opacity. It's one of the things to do. Click OK. And now if I go through, they're all a little darker, which is good. Okay, now I want to make them faster. So I'm going to highlight them like we did last week. And I'm going to right click on them and go to speed duration. And let's make them pretty quick. So I'm going to go and change this from 5 to 0. And I'm going to change this from 0 to 5. And I got to make sure I click ripple edit. And I'm going to click OK. That's too short, but let's see how it looks. So he's in there, and it kind of gives that cool effect like that. I like it. I'm just going to use it over and over again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click, and then I'm going to nest these. And I don't care what you call it. And then I'm just going to make a copy of it and put it at the end, put one in the middle, put one here, and maybe one kind of quarter. So there. It's going to be kind of weird, but all I want to do is add a transition between these. And you might want to be a little bit more creative with the transitions so that it looks more interesting. And I'm going to reverse this one. So I'm going to go to speed duration. I'm going to hit the reverse. Click OK. And then I'm going to do the same thing here so that it goes back and forth. Speed duration. And I'm going to go reverse and click OK. So now let's kind of look at what we've got so far. Boom, 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 boom. I kind of like it. I think it's looking pretty cool. So it has that stuff going on in the background. You can add more effects to the stuff in the background if you want. I think it's actually looking pretty nice. So the next thing I want to do is probably nest these. Nest them. And then I want you to kind of play around with some of the effects if you want to. Drop some in on this back layer. But really, this is the assignment, is to get it so that it plays that entire time. Let's go ahead and nest the whole thing one more time. So I nest it and call it baseball. And then I'm going to add a fade in and fade out to it. So I'm going to right click and apply default transition and make sure that this is the right transition. I have a little shake on my transition, which I'm okay with. It kind of fades out. So you want to do that in there as well. So 20 comes in, bats, and he has all these things in the background. That is the project for today, and then you're going to export it. Now, there's also a stop motion effect you could add to this. If you want to go to effects and look for posterized time, and then you can go in and add it to the top of this, and then bring the frame rate down here to like 8. Let's just see what that looks like. It's going to look crazy, but let's see. So it kind of adds a little choppiness to it. I actually kind of like it. Okay, so this kind of adds a cool effect. So I'm going to go ahead and export this the way it is. And I'm going to go Command M, or I can go to export right here. Make sure you save it with your name. And then I call it cutout stop motion. And then I'm going to put it on the desktop, high quality 10HD, and then export. Make sure it says entire source. Export, and you should know where it is saved. If you don't know where it's saved, watch very carefully here at the end, and it'll pop up and say, okay, it's saved on the desktop, Kyle Smith, it's right on the desktop. So that's what I'm going to turn in. So that's what you're doing today for the challenge for Adobe Premiere.